Hello, everybody. This is going to be a live video chat show for adults, and we're also a chat room where we interact with everybody in the chat room. So, let me get my chat room set up here, and we'll begin. I'm just a few minutes early, which is what I usually do to get set up and to get some quality time. So, let's get my uh, YouTube set up here and go to my channel. And we want painting and crafting today and see if we can get in there. Here it goes. And look who's first. Angie Brown. Looky there. And then there's Janet Nash. Good evening, ladies. Good evening. I've got things ready to go tonight. So I went ahead and we had these two little things left over from some Happy Mail, and I said I wanted to paint the cat someday, so I left it on the desk. And then the next time I got Happy Mail, it was from Jassy, so she's going to make it. She's making it to the painting page. And this Sharon, good to see you. Did Sharon get a new puppy? A new little puppy? I don't know. I know she has a puppy. It's about a 1 year old though now. So Joe brought me a brand new can today. So I put tape around it to protect my from getting Sharpies. And then I decorated it with some paper that I had on the desk. So we have another can. We can put pencils in and stuff. Not new, yes. He's been around for a little while. He's pretty. I think he's a husky type of a dog. So anyway, I do have some happy things that Joe bought me. If I could get this over there safely. He bought me some bling. He went to Ollie's. We have a new Ollie's. It's a store and it's a discount store. It's kind of like Big Lots, Save a Lots, but it's just got discounted. They never know what they're going to get in the stores. They get a truck, they unload it, and then they sell it. So he bought me some bling, and he bought me some gold letters, and then he bought me a few pieces of paper. He got me two heart sheets. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. And then I got 3 pieces of this silver, and it is really shiny. It's much more shinier in person than it is on the screen. So that was nice of Joe. Thank you, Joe. he says you're welcome. He's in there in the other room. So I found this stencil just literally 5 minutes ago. So I think I'm going to do this on the background around her and the cat. So I've got, he bought me some of these. And I have some, but they're smaller than this. So these will come in handy when I do lettering, when I do some lettering. And then he brought me some of this. Ooh, and this is glitter, bright and bold glitter. So I'm just going to leave them in the pack for now because I've got plenty out for the moment. But I've got salt and pepper shakers that I might be able to fill up some. I don't think I have any orange glitter. Don't think I have the orange. I have green and gold. I've got a light green and a dark green. And these two are fine, super fine. These are medium, and then these are chunky. That you can see that how big and small and extra small. So in the sizes, so that might grant it permission to either stay in these containers or put in their own salt pepper shakers if they're a different size. I know I've got some fine stuff up there. But anyway, thank you, Joe. And then he bought me some little jars. And I've already used one, and I got some beads in it. So I can leave those out on my desk. So, and then I think that's all that he bought me. Oh, he got me this ribbon. So I'm going to keep it out on my desk. Maybe I'll use it somewhere. We'll see. So those are just sitting over there. Found my little scissors. They were in the room. They were in my room. So I'm going to put my phone over here out of the way. And I could probably move the can for a little while. Give us some extra elbow room here. So what I'm going to do is I was watching some videos and uh, I don't remember who the lady was. It was somebody I didn't know. And she was using distressed inks and all those different kind of the inks. I've got now the archival ink. We all kind of know that that is permanent ink and it won't be reactivated. And some of the distressed inks from the Ranger products, some of them do reactivate if you were to get it wet again. And I'm not sure which is which, but I've got some extra inky dinkies over here that I wanted to get some of these out today. And oops, I hit you all on the head. Sorry. I hope it didn't hurt too bad. Oopsie. So I wanted to try some of these inks and the stencil. Oh, I've got some other inks in here too. Okay. There's some purple. Ooh, that's a pretty color. But let's see. I wanted to get some. Here's a seedless preserve. That would look pretty in the background. A soft purple and maybe another shade. Uh, I don't know. I'm just picking them out. I just picked them out, and I've got some seedless. I've got two seedless preserves, so I'll take one of those. They got names on them, and then this one's called Lucky Clover. So we'll just use those for right now, just for fun, just for giggles. And so I need my blue green. Uh, I can use these little brushes for these, so that'll be all right with that. So so what I'm going to do is I'm going to I can see her through the stencil. So I'm going to do everything around her. I'm not going to do her the girl or the cat, and I'm not covering them up, but I can see through the stencil. So I know where to stop and start. So I just have to pay attention to the stencil and use. Hi, Jessie, and hi everybody coming in. Come on in. So I'm going to use this and see how it works. I think it's a little bit more. It's like it's juicier of some sort. See, I'm going around the girl. I'm not going on the girl. I'm going around her. So that one I just want to go. I'm not going to worry about the vine part of it. I'll just get these parts. So, but it doesn't take as much ink like I did the archival ones. And then when we get finished painting her, coloring her, and the cat, we will maybe look for a word to put on the page and go that route. but you can see that I'll go around the kitty. I'm not going to do on the kitty. So that'll work. There's her tail. And this side of her body. I can see it. I can see it. So this won't take very long at all. Do this side of the, in between her legs and her shirt. And then over here. I think that'll work. And then I'm just going to move the stencil and use the other color on the same page and do the exact same thing. And you can see all the leaves behind her. And I'll go over here and do a few more. And one right there. Very subtle. And then I'll go down here. There's a few more leaves on the bottom of the page. So y'all can see a little bit. We'll do a few more down here. And over here. Like that. One more right there. Just something subtle. Okay, so I'm going to use the same stencil, and I might just flip it over just so that the leaf, or turn it upside down or something, and I'll get some more leaves using the purple. This seedless preserves distress oxides. And I am not a expert on these. I don't understand why they're different than the regular inks, except that they're just a different, it's a difference between paint and ink and markers, somehow it's different, but I don't know, I don't understand it, and I don't know why. Hi, Mary. Come on in. Good. New person. Welcome, Mary. We are a art group. Hope you like arting. We like mixed media, and we do all kinds of things in here. All kinds of things. So these are going to overlap with the green ones on top, and I don't have to do it real dark. I could probably go a little bit lighter. And go around her, not on her, around the cat, over here, around the kitty cat, a couple more up there. So you can see how it's they're not exactly lined up exactly, and you can see the pink on top of the green, and I like it. I like it a lot. So anyway, Mary, let's see what, do you have a channel, Mary? Go to channel. Let's see if you have a channel. Nope, you're just a crafter. You like to craft. What do you like to do, Mary? Do you like anything in particular, or what are you interested in? What are you interested in? But glad to have you here. We do everything. We like all kinds of crafts. We're a good crafting group to be hanging out with. So there is the background for that. Might put one right there and one down here. So that's the background. So isn't that pretty? Isn't that nice? So no channel, but exploring mixed media. Woohoo! You've been junk journaling. Well, we're going to be doing some journaling here too in just a few minutes. I've been working on a vintage journal, and you will like it. You'll be inspired with it. So I'm done with these brushes, and I'm going to keep them in this little case to that I got them in. And I've got, this is a set of 5, and I've got 5 more. But so far, I've been using these colors, so I'm happy. So now I'm going to use my brush markers, and these are acrylic brush markers. They're it's got acrylic paint in them, and I love them. So in the picture, she starts with blue and a little bit of green and into the purple. It's kind of like a rainbow. And then we go down to her legs, and it's got the cool colors and then the warm colors down on her legs. If you're into the color reel, so that's what I think I will start with. So I'm going to start with the purples and the blues. I hate to go too dark, but I might be able to do that on her sleeves. So let's fix out a couple of these. And I could even do this with my pencils, my pencils. So that's a thought too. I've got some new pencils that I just recently bought, and these are they Posca pencils? Is that what these are? I don't know. I think they're Posca. Yeah, they're Posca colored pencils. And it was a new brand that I just recently found out through um, uh, Coloring View. She streams, and she's a coloring expert and very good at it. And she recommended these pencils, and I love them. I do love them. And I'm a Prismacolor pencil all the way. Really, I love Prismacolor pencils. But these are my Posca pencils. So let's start with some of these. And I want to get out the blues and the purples first. So let's get some blue and purples out and see how we can use these, and then a few purples in between. That's what we'll do. I'm just making it up as I go. There's no right or wrong. And then we'll go into a few greens as we go down. The green will be we'll put this one, the last one will be the green. And then we'll go into the warmer colors, which would be the reds and the yellows and the orange. Think of the sun is warm and the blue is colder. So the blues and the purples would be colder colors. That's how you can learn that. That's how I learned it. So I'm going to put some blue and purple on these stripes and kind of go with what I'm looking at. This is my inspiration right here. So I did that blue one, and then I'll do a purple. And we're just going to color her in. And I just used an ink pen to draw her. And I like it. I like it. It's okay. So we'll get the top part of her sleeve in purple. And then we'll get another blue one. Chat's just a flying. Well, hello, Esther. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Lynn. Good to see you all. Good to see everybody. Come on in. We're just collaring this little girl here. So come on in. Come on in. Welcome. And if you all if you haven't seen Tuesday's night stream that I did Tuesday, Janet Nash and Colleen was on with me uh, Tuesday night. If you want to go back and watch what we did. So I already used that one, putting these down that I've already used. And now I'm going to use another blue one. No, I need a purpley one there. We'll go with this lighter purple. They blend in good together. You can go right over top of them with another color and shade it in a little more. It gives it an accent. So thanks for the hearts. Thank you. Whoever's giving me heartsies. And now I'll do another blue. And I've started with the dark and I'm trying to go lighter if I can. And that's just me making this up, right? So now I need another purple. See if I can find another purple. I can go into the pink. Oh no, there's a purple. Found a purple. Found one. We'll use this purple. So that's good. I like that. And another blue one. I need to get another green one in there. I'll get another green. And I'll do this in blue. Make her pretty. Hey, Joe. Joe, you need to watch your mouth and you need to shut the door. Please. He's in there talking on the phone. He's cussing like a sailor. We don't do that in our house to get after him. I don't know who he's talking to, but we can hear you. Hey, hey, straighten up in there. So I'm just going to start with the first, her leggings. These are her leggings and they're stripes. So I'm going to start with that green there to pull it down a little bit. And then we're going to go into, I'm just doing the collar wheel type thing. And I think it starts with, I know it's Roy G. Biv, right? But we started with the bivs, the blue and the violets and the purples, and then I'm going to start down here and go backwards with the red and the orange and the yellow. Roy G. Biv. So I'm going to do Roy, which is reds. We're going to do red. I got two reds. And then two oranges. And then two yellows for starters. and I'll start and go up. I'm going to start with the reds. They're kind of mixed up a little bit on her legs, but we can do anything we want, okay? We can do anything we want. Yes, Jassy. Did you just now figure that one out? Jassy made me this. And thank you. I love her. I just love her. And then somebody else sent me the kitty cat, but I can't remember who it was. Uh, I'd have to go back and watch the video. I pulled this out of Happy Mail the other day. I can't remember if it was Saturday or Tuesday. Uh, so, hi, Patty. Hi, Jackie. Christine. Good to see you. Good to see you all. Come on in. So, anyway, I'm making it up as I go. So, I'm going to start with a red shade here on her leggings. She's got leggings on. She probably crocheted them the way Janet crochets. Uh-huh. And then I'm going to alternate it with the orange. And then I'll go back to a red. I've got a system. I got another red. So I got red, orange, red. I need to put a yellow one in there. Kind of rotate them. I'll do a yellow. I did both red, so then I'll go back to an orange. And these are all different shades. They don't have the name of the shade, but they do have numbers on the end of the pencils. And I'm not one to do swatches. A lot of people get their pencils or their paints and they do swatches with them. Uh, and it has to do with the way they were taught how to do paintings and things. You always swatch your colors out. I've never done that. I don't do that. So I'm going back to another yellow. And we've got us a thermometer going on here. Something like a thermometer. And then I ran out of those shades. I got another, looks like I've got another orange. I've got pink. I've got another blue. I got a couple of pinks and another couple of blues, maybe light blues. And there's another yellow in there. So I'm going to go back to the orange. This is another orangey color. It looks like it might be a coral shade. It has a little bit of orange and pink in it, which is pretty. And then I'll go back to another yellow. And then I just have two more. And then maybe a blue. And this is a sky blue. And between blue and the green, I can go with, I'm just going to go with the hot pink. Let's spice it up. Let's go with a spicy color. We'll just do hot pink. Hot pants pink. All right. And then for her, we used all of these colors. Isn't that cool? On her outfit. We really utilized all our pencils today. All right, I'm putting them back in the box. And then for her shoes, she's going to go with a black. She's got black shoes on. So we'll put her in black shoes. Like that. And then we can go back up to her head and work on her hair. And she's kind of got brown hair. She's pigeon toed. So, and then the shade of her face, uh, I've got this shade. We're going to make her this shade. It's an antique white looking shade, and this is going to be her face, her color of her skin. And that's pretty good. I like that. And we got to get the neck of her sweater has to be a collar, and we'll make it, decide what we want to make it. Get her hands, the rest of her face, and she's got ears. You can see her ears. She's a cute one. I just love these little girls. There's a bunch of them. Bunch of them. Oh heavens! I hear a kitty cat. Every time I come in here, she's got to come in here too. Is it dinner time? I think so. It's dinner time. Dinner time. She comes in here every time I stream. It's 6 o'clock. She's wanting her dinner. Hi, Sharon. Let's see who else come in. Joyce is here. Candy. Hello, Candy. So, is Ron sick, Candy? Oh, heavens. He's not the one that gets sick. You're the one to get sick. Yes, I will add him to our prayers. He's very ill and in the hospital since Monday. Well, bless his heart. I have the prayer book right here. If there's anybody else that would like to be added to the prayer chain, please say something and we will write your name down. This is our prayer chain book. And we'll put Ron on here and Candy. He is in the hospital. And this is 3/26. 26. So if there's any other names that you would like to add on here, please say a name and I will be glad to lift them up. Okay. It's right there if anybody says anything. So her neck needs to be a shade. I'll make it blue. The neck of her sweater. So that's good. I could put a little bit down here. Okay. Oh, it's Mel. I'm sorry. I forgot Mel's name. Ron was a pretty good substitute. He probably would have answered. I'm sorry. So I know Esther's still Esther is still recovering from her surgery. She had a hard time with it. She's been recovering. Esther, we'll put you back on there, recovery. And she had a hard surgery. So, oh, okay. Thank you, Joyce. Ron, that's Lori's husband. Yeah, that's probably where I heard it from. I guarantee you. Okay, if there's anybody else, you just let me know. I'll be glad to get. I've got Esther and Mel on there. So, thank you for sharing. So, let's go back to this. We're going to go get some brown for her hair. And I like to mix light and darks together for hair because there's always a shadow or a blend of color in our hair. And I might even throw in uh, a little bit of a red tone in there. It's a real dark burgundy. So let's start with this one, and we're just going to draw her hair. And she has little flowers in her hair on her ponytails. She's got pigtails. And I will see if I can find some little flowers in our button box so we can put something there. So there's the brown, the one shade of brown. And then I'll use the other shade of brown to fill in. And it blends. It just blends it together, the light and the dark. It makes a new color. And then on top of that, I'm going to use this red tone. So that looks pretty good right there. We'll get that in there. So, if there's anything else, let me know. They are soft. They're not soft enough to break. They don't break easy, but they do wear down pretty fast. These pencils, and they're it's a good in between, and you can't even tell that I'm using this dark red. It's a really dark chestnut red, like a brown red or a barn red, and it mixes in on our hair. I'll do this side, and then you can see the difference between the other side. And you can go over it as much or as little as you want. And you can see the shade of her hair by the blend. So this side has got that dark burgundy red in it. And the other one has just the two browns. And I'm just lightly going over top of it. I'm not bearing down real hard. And this is mixed media paper, so it's good. It's a good paper. Like that. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. And then I'm going to get that blue pencil back, and I'm going to give her some eyeshadow. On top of her eyelids. And another red for her lips. Just a hint of color on her little lippers. And then I'm going to get that hot pink back, And I'm going to do rosy cheeks over her freckles. And I just go in a circle till I'm happy about the shade. I just do it till I'm happy. And that's her. Look at that. See? Looks good. That looks good. And I think I'm done with her skin. I think that's good. I got that done. Now we can do the kitty cat. So we start all over with the kitty cat. Thank you, Janet. Hugs to Esther. Esther feels invisible. You're not invisible. You're in the chat room. We see your name. So, Sharon says, get yourself some odorless mineral spirits and a Q-tip, and you can do another fabulous experiment. At your yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm reading you loud and clear, Sharon. I'm reading you loud and clear. I just happen to have some Q-tips. I don't know how many I'll need. And I have some. Let's see what I've got.
What do you got?
I got all kinds of stuff. I've got castor oil.
Castor oil.
I got plain water, but I think I need a little oil. I used to use Skin So Soft, but I don't have any in here at the moment. Do you have any? Where'd you go?
What do you want?
Skin So Soft.
Skin So Soft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a little bit
in the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
Will you bring it to me? And I can use
Skin So
any kind of oil, baby oil. I could use castor oil. We could try it. I bought it for in here.
Skin So Soft.
I don't know what I bought the castor oil for, but it was for something in here. And I'm just going to put a little bit in the lid. And I mean a little bit. You don't need much of this. So I'm going to use, and Joe bought me these Q-tips, and I use them in my art room. I do not put these in my ear. I'm going to use the fat end and just barely touch that oil. I don't even see it on there. I guess it's on there. So I'm going to start with her hair, and I'm just going to rub. Thank you, Joe. I got it.
Oh, you got some?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Castor oil. We won't worry about it. And you can see what happens. It's rubbing the color in, and I'm not rubbing real hard. Just a little, rub. And you can use the same Q-tip if you go in order of the color wheel. You can keep going with the same. But now you can see her hair is all blended in. And we got to get some flowers in her hair. Go ahead and say it, Joe.
What?
She wore flowers in her hair.
Flowers in her hair. I love the flower girl. She makes me feel so fine. Simply out of my mind. Oh, where's your little girl?
So I've gone from the red to the purple. And it blended. It's blended.
Blend it, blend it, blend it.
This is wonderful. It covers in all of the little white spaces.
Well, that's a good. That is a nice sweater look.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let me show you her sweater. You can see there's a lot of white, And I haven't done this one yet. This sleeve, there's a lot of white in the background, and this fills it in. It makes it spread. It blends it. It's blending. It's blending.
It's aerating the
I am
clutter.
using castor oil,
Yeah.
and you can use mineral oil,
Yes.
baby oil, Skin So Soft, mineral spirits. Uh, well, mineral spirits is the
Yeah.
type of gasoline or turpentine type
With
stuff,
yeah, turpentine,
but it's spirits,
uh,
mineral spirits.
peppermint, liquid peppermint, anything like that would work.
Will that work?
Yeah.
I've never used peppermint.
Pepper.
Vaseline will work. Yes.
Make
Yes.
it smell good.
So I'm gonna go down here and do this purple first.
Do you want pickles? Sweet, uh, sweet pear?
Um,
No.
no,
Okay.
I don't know what you're making.
Ham sandwich.
Oh, okay. So I did the purple first, and that lighter purple, and you can see it's still blending. I've used just a little bit on there. Once it got concentrated in there, it and it should dry. It shouldn't come off. And so now I'm going to go into the blues. And I swear I don't know. I can't even see it in the cup. I just put 2 drops in there. So we'll do the blues. So now you've had color theory and you've had your blending lessons. I watched Carrie today. His name is uh, there's he's from England. Janet might know. Um, uh, I don't know what's going on over here. Uh, but anyway, it's Cari is his name, Carrie, and he's real popular in. He was doing some arting today, and he was using the um, embossing technique, and he's got me wanting to fix. He's got me wanting to get my embossing powders out today. So if we have time, I'm going to get them out and do a little bit of embossing. And he was embossing butterflies with from his stamps, and he was embossing them and on text paper. So now I'm going into the green. So I'm using the same Q-tip, and it's working fine on from one color to the next. It's not sharing at all. It's only smearing what's down on the paper. So then we got the lime green. Thank you, Sharon. If it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't I wouldn't do half the art I do. I like to do whatever you all tell me to do. So now I'm going to go down her legs. I'll do the green ones first. Then I'm going to do the pink, the blue ones. And then I'll use the other side now for the warm colors. So I'll go with this pink. I'm not rubbing super hard. I'm just doing it real easy here. Then we're going to go into the yellow, a little red. And I can go straight down like that, and it's not smearing or anything. So, hey, that's good. Just a tiny bit of smearing. Nothing bad. Okay. And watch her boots, how her boots are going to change. I'll do one boot and then I'll show it up close. Here's her boot. See how much darker it is? So I'll do the other boot. Ta-da! So we'll just let that dry a little bit. I'm sure the oil will dry. Now we get to do our kitty cat. So y'all have a little bit of problems. There's Carrie Griffiths. That's right. Thank you, Janet. Anyway, he was embossing butterflies on text paper today, and it was really pretty. And then he made a bunch of them up in advance and embossed them all in advance so that he'd have them ready for his art for whenever he wanted them. He had a whole little basket full of them. So, okay, so let's do the kitty cat. And let's see what he's just a blue shade. I think I'm going to go ahead and use my acrylic pens for the kitty cat. So let's do, I've got a shade, I've got a light blue, and it's black with polka dots. Oh, I got to put polka dots on him. So how about if I do pink with black polka dots to make it easier? Let's do pink. Let's make him pink and blue. So he's got an outline. Well, that's all right. We'll try it. We're going to try him. We're going to make him pink. It's going to be totally different than what the picture is. We'll make him the way we want to make him. Like that. Doesn't take much once you get the outline. Get them outlined, then you can color them in fast. Like that. And his tail. Okay. And we're going to put polka dots on that. And his ears. And then he's got shoes on too. So we're going to do his face in blue and his toes. And his chest. Like that. I guess his face, we're going to do it in blue too. And then I will go back over the markings with the pen again for his eyes and all of that, because this pen will cover it up. It covers it up pretty good. It's about 80% it covers up. And that's pretty good for a pen to cover up ink. Pretty good. So let's get his whiskers here. He's got, I guess it would be a beard, those little things. We'll leave his nose. We'll do a pink nose. And his eyes. Like that. And I can still use a pencil, to do some highlighting on this if I want to use another, to get those little tiny white things with the pencils. If the marker's tip's not too fine, it's not like an ink pen or a pencil tip. So we'll do that. That looks good. And then I'm going to use the hot pink pencil for her nose. And then we're going to put some black dots in the ears and on all of the pink. And then I guess we can make her green eyes. So I'll make her green eyes. And then I'm going to get the black marker and see if I can't do the dots on her coat. Like that. And it was easier to do the black on the pink than the pink on the black. And that's why I did it with that way. I did it backwards on purpose. So that's good. So I'm going to get my ink pen back out. And I'm going to go back over her markings. With the ink pen. Get her little eyebrows, whiskers there. And her face whiskers there. So that makes that a little bit pronounced. So okay, I think that's good. I think she looks fine. So I'm going to put this oil up. And I did. I didn't even put a drop in there. I've used it all up. That was in the cap. There wasn't anything left in it. So that was worked out real good. Just a drop of oil, and I got to do all of that and this. So let's find her and him, and we're gonna. I've got to get her hair. Let's get her bows in her hair and see if I've got something that would fit. I think those might be. Oh, that might be all right. Do we want to do one of one and one of another? Or do you want them both at the same? And we could put one on the kitty cat. How about that? The same? Okay. So anyway, I think that looks good, and we'll get a word. We'll put a word in for her. I'll let you all pick the word out. Thank you, Ellen. You will tell me. We've got open, optimistic, fine, fitting, admire, paint me up, celebrate, champ, cheery. I got lots of words. Let's see where's some of the art words. I got art words too. We've got reinvent your art, share the art, celebrate, cheery, paint me up. It is colorful. Okay, we can do some of those. Paint me up. I think I will ink the edges. Celebrate. How about two? We'll put two on there. We'll save the cherry for next time. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all for helping me with that. Paint me up and celebrate. That's what we're going to do. So anyway, I was thinking like right in here, she needs another a little bit of that pink or the seedless preserves. So let me get the pink brush back out and put a little bit of color between her legs. She was missing something. So that's much better. I had a little void in there that I didn't care for. So I'm just going to take this ink and do the edges of this celebrate. Like that. Just do all that white. So that matches good. So I got my hot glue on. It'll Take it just a minute and I'll glue the bows on. Like that. There we go. Take me up and celebrate. That's what we're going to say. Put that over there. A little dot there. And a little dot there. Yeah, there we go. I think that looks good. Just like her mama did, like her mama fixed her hair that morning. I can't tell if there's a front or the back. I don't think there is. And we'll put a little green bow on him. Okay. So I just need to find my glue stick. And then we can go into the vintage book, the Victorian book. And I'll just make that like that. And then this one like that. Isn't that cute? That's a cute page. I like it. I like it a lot. So we just need to let that air dry for just a second. I think I can flip it. I think it's all right. There's a little bit of stickiness. But what I'm going to do with these samples is put them over here on this side so that we'll have them to look at around the bunnies. They're getting ready for Easter. We'll just do that. Okay. So there we go. I'm going to put this over to the side and let it finish drying. It'll air dry. That oil will air dry, I'm thinking. And if I have to, I can put a napkin down and rub and see if there's any of the oil that comes up. And it's very minute. But I think it'll dry up a little bit. So I'm going to put this over to the side. And I'm going to get my Victorian book out and show you what I've been doing in it. I've been working in it. So the other day, Tuesday, we did the cow. We did Blondel the cow, the brown cow. And I don't think I put the date on it. Let's see if I can find the date thing here. And I haven't changed it yet, so that should be Tuesday. And today's the 26th. So this is today's. And that's what I'll use for my book too. I got to put my logo on there. And we'll put the date right there. And then we'll put the Made by Beth. Cute, cute, cute. Put it right here. All right. Love it. I love it. I love it. Want some more of it? I just like everything I do. I don't know how it turns out. It just does. It's just the way it is. But that's the first time I did did something in my on my mixed media paper and cut it out. I got the idea from Colleen, and she uses this book too. This book is a ledger book from Diana Weekly, and it's a ledger book that I bought, and you can see how fluffy it's getting. So I've done real good with. I took some pages out of it, and I have enough for another book of ledger paper. There's 11 sheets of double papers in here, and I sewed them together with my wax linen thread that Teresa got me. And I'm going to make a cover, a hardcover, uh, and make another book out of this uh, someday. And I'm still going to be too fluffy. So what I need to do from now on is don't put anything in the center. Don't glue anything in the gutter in the center. And this the cow, you see, I folded it, and so it takes up extra room in the spine, and it's not shutting real good. So if I behave and not put any more things in the gutter, I should be able to be okay in this book. But it's you can see I still use layers. It's a collage type book, and it's all vintage things that I picked out to put in here. And so, and then what else have I done today? I found a bunny napkin, and I don't know if I'm going to put it in here or use it somewhere else. But it was just stuck in here. But I did this page the other day offline, and I stenciled. And there's two different kind of stencils. There's a green big flower, and then the brown little ones. And I stenciled it, and I love it. And then I glued down a little bit of music paper and some numbers. And then I've got the stars and the squares and the circles, and the flowers were punched out of painty papers to put on there. And I like it. It's a nice background. So I get to start gluing something on it. I did this last week, but I put the pocket in today, and it was from some Happy Mail that I had, and the bookmark. And I made the pocket, and then I put the bookmark in the pocket. So that was good. And I got vintage pictures in the background, and these vintage pictures came out of um, my big book, the Career and Ives book. And I took some vintage pictures out of it and put them in this book. And this was an Angela Happy Mail page, and I put her name on there. That's her little origami dress. And then this was some vintage papers that I had gotten from Cindy Levin, and then this fabric came from Becca's home, and they're just little bits of Happy Mail, and just a collage page. There's birds. There's a little bit of fabric. I love this fabric. It's a sari silk, and it's an orangey, dark orange color, and it matched the flower to a T. So I thought that looked great together. I love that. Put some words in, and we did this a week or so ago, and I did this one online with you guys. And I've got some wallpaper in here. I've got some fabric in here. I've got thread and embroidery thread, and I've got a tag that was in Happy Mail. And this came out of an old ancient ruin book that I have. And I've got a couple more of these books in here. I got the archways. I got a couple more pictures in the back to use uh, in this book that are this one here, this arch. I'm going to cut it out and cut the center of it out and collage it down and collage on top of it. And I've got all kinds of things to use in my collage from Happy Mail. There's different kind of papers. This is a uh, this is homemade paper, and it's made from a grass, which is a parchment type paper. And I can't think of the grass right now that it's called, but it's from Egypt, Cairo. It's from Cairo, Egypt. Homemade paper type stuff. But and then we put a quote on this page, and then I have the front of the front, very front page, and I don't have anything on it yet, but I'm going to have to do something special on this page. And I don't know what yet, but then this is the front of the book, and it's a napkin, and I found this yellow thread that will go perfect with some, maybe some bows on this. And I put lace around the edges. The napkin has a border on the napkin that is lace, but it's printed on the napkin. And then I put napkins on the edge because the napkin didn't go quite over far enough. But this satisfies me to put that on the edge of the napkin. And this is the inside cover of the book. And then the outside cover of the book, I did this over the last weekend, and it's some fabric that I gotten from Becca's sale. She had some different kind of blues, and this was one of them. She sent me this dolly, this embroidery thing, and I like it on the spine. And then she sent me this necklace, part of this necklace, and these beads are a real pale purpley blue. They pick up the colors that they're laying on, but it's a purple. It's a real soft purple, but it picks up the blue on this paper, on this fabric. And I just love that. That's the decoration on the front. And I do have another piece of lace here, and then the back, I don't have anything on it yet, but I did do another napkin in the back cover. And so I can add some more lace if I want to on that, on this back page. But I've been working at it little by little. And then I have some odds and end things stuck in here that I'm going to use on some of these other pages. So I can pick and choose anything I want out of any of these pages that I have things in. And there's a couple pages I don't have anything in. But these here, I glued down the ship, and I was going to use the rest of this blue. It's kind of a blue green, and this green. Uh, I'll tear these pieces up and do some kind of a collage over here. And I have this is a blue green pocket that I got in Happy Mail, and so that would look good maybe on this page, and I can put some things in the pocket, or if I want to. And I found this card, and it matches, so I can use all of these little things on this page, and maybe do some inking, find the ink that blends with this shade. And this lucky green clover would be, I can stamp some things around the edges to add this color to blend them in, to blend them together. So this will be a nice page. And I found this napkin, and this napkin, and this is old. It's an older. It's probably a new napkin, but it's made to look vintage. And so I've got her on here already glued on. And then this napkin has a picture, a photo on it right there, and it's got some other pansies and some other pictures on here that I can glue around on this page to decorate with. And I did use some of those pictures on another picture over here. I'll show you. Here's another vintage picture that I will glue down. And I thought this piece of paper might do some strips and let it peek out behind this picture and do some kind of a collagey thing. And then here's another page. I've got sort of things put together that go together. And here's another vintage photo. And I would tear it out and so that you could see some of this of the ledger book. And so this will be a page that we can work on. And then I've got some other little odds and ends and verses and things to put on it. And I've papyrus paper. It's papyrus paper. There's it's kind of like a wheat plant, or it's bigger than a wheat plant, but it's a tall grass that grows in the desert, in the hot, arid living places in Egypt and Cairo, and they take that grass, that tall grass, and they they process the grass and they make this paper, and these lines are the strings of the actual plant, and the pulp is made the lighter part of it, and it's made a textured paper. And if you Google that and find out how it's made, uh, it's very interesting. And it's the same thing with linen. Linen comes from a grass. The linen fabric is made from a tall grass, and I've watched them make that on a YouTube channel too. And then this is mulberry paper, and it's got fibers in it. And the Japan, they make the mulberry paper, and the mulberry is a tree. So it's very interesting for them to make mulberry paper, and they use the pulp of the tree, and then they add fibers in, and it could be thread or something fuzzy. It could be feathers. It could be string. The mulberry is the mulberry paper usually has some type of fiber in there to give it the strength, because it goes all different ways when you make the paper. But I love them. I love watching them make paper, and I do have the ingredients in here to make homemade paper, and I have. I usually make ATC size homemade paper out of pulp, and I use toilet paper, paper towels, tissues, tissue paper, anything white to make a pulp. And I have a blender just for my paper. It's not for food. I bought it at the secondhand store for $3, and I put it in the blender and pulp it up with water, and then I pour it in a pan, and I make the paper right here in front of you so you can see me making the paper. And then I lay them to the side and let them dry, and it takes overnight for them to dry, and then you can decorate them. But yeah, we will be making some paper too. So anyway, here's some more happy mail that I got. Somebody sent me this, and somebody sent me this little piece of paper that's looks like it's homemade because it's tethered on this. It's tattered on the edge of it, deckled, and so these things are sort of the same, in the same color family. And I thought maybe I'd punch some things out of this with the hand punch, or maybe I can use my die cut uh, things. I've got die cuts too, so that'll make a page. Here's a different napkin, and she's vintage with some art cards to go with on that page. So you can see how I stick things in here. I found a kitty cat from my coloring book, and we can color her, and then I would fussy cut her out a little bit more. And I thought we could make her look vintage and make her out of gold and yellows and tan shades, and make her pretty. And this is some of my stamping uh, pads, or my stenciling papers that I made with two. I used the same stencils but two colors, and I just love that. That's my new muse for the summer. I tell you, there's a pretty pink napkin. So anyway, that's a big flip through of everything. And I did this the other day, yesterday, and it's a vintage cat and a dog and an advertisement. And so there's some more painty papers that I made, and articles that are vintage. And then on this page here, it was a kit. It had the papers in the background. It had some tickets on it, and it had the clock. And then I added all the other little elements on this page. And I tore the paper apart into 6 parts, and then I glued it back down. But they don't match, because I tore them out separately, and I condensed them down to size. But it was the same family of paper that looked good together. And then I glued in the butterflies are extra. And we're back to the cow. So that I've been busy. I've been busy with this was part of that other napkin, and I had the pansies were in that napkin, and a postage stamp. So anyway, that's my vintage Victorian book, and so you like the pockets and the collar? Yeah, that was dyed paper that somebody sent me. Somebody gave me those in Happy Mail. So anyway, I'm just gonna move on. I think we're I'm doing really good in this book, moving along. And I thought maybe I'd get the 365 book out today. And we've got plenty of 365 books. I got 5 of them, and I'm just going to get one out. And I'm going to put these inks back in here. Put the names up here so you can see the names. But those two looked good together. We did good on that. So we used something different. And this is probably one of the newest books that I have. And I got it in March of this year. So let's go over here. Here it is. Here's something we can do. It says create swatches for your colored pencils. You can then refer to this page when you're choosing your colors. So if I do that with my pencils, I need to put them in numeric order is what I would like to do. So where do you start? Where's number 1? So this one's 24, and this one's 71, and this one is P11. It's got a letter on there. I wonder what the P stands for. There's another P33. This is going to be hard to do. There's 14 and 13. We're putting them in order. And then here's a single digit. And the white is number 1. 83. 83 and 71. Okay. 31, 33. There's 14, 24. This is going to be too hard. 71. So I'm not going to worry about the numbers. I'm just going to do the swatch. I can do it quicker if I did it in rainbow order. I can do all of the reds first. And the lighting in here is terrible. So there's reds. And then we can do orange. Let's do rainbows instead. And then yellow. I think that would be an orangey one. Yellow. We're just going to make it easy. Hi, Zippity. Patty. Hello, everybody. So we've got green. So we'll start with those first. And then we can go with the rest of the colors. There's another green. So we're going to start with these first. And they have mauve and vermilion. They've got names of them. But we're going to just do a row of red. And I think once we get started, we will understand the colors. We'll have 7 rows. So that's a red. And one more. Okay, and then we're going to do with 4 oranges. And this one's more of a brown, but it's got an orange tint to it. We won't hold it against them at all. We're doing swatches. Hi, Stephanie. Come on in. We're doing some swatches with my pencils. And then yellow. I've got 4 yellows. Doing some swatches. This is fun. I like doing this kind of stuff. So there's the yellows, and then I need 4 green ones. I'm just going to do 4. Now I don't think I'm going to do the oil on these. I'm just going to leave these as is on the swatches. So there's the green ones. Now I need 4 blue ones. They look very similar. Blues. blue, shades of blue. That's my favorite color. All of them together. And then we want purple, I think. See how many purples can I find. That's a purple. There's 3. That looks like it's purple. Okay, we'll try these for purple. And then we can go pink. And we've got pink and brown and black and white. All right. There's the purple ones. And here's some pink. These are all of the pencils I have in the Poscas. That's all of the pink there are. And there's a couple of browns. And then there's a couple of, at the brown, there's a couple of grays. Gray. And then we've got the black and the white. So we can do pink and brown and gray. And that's all of them. The rest is another yellow, golden color. And we've got another green one. We're going to take them all out of there. And we've got a couple more blue ones. That one and this one. And I've got a dark navy blue in there too. We'll get the darkest blue out too. We're going to do them all. Here's another green one. There's a couple of more green. I like doing it this way. I like doing the rainbow. Makes it fun. So, and then this one here is another brown. And this one here is another blue-green. It's real dark. I don't have room for that one. And we'll not worry about the rest. I've got a peachy color that's a real light peach, pinky, peachy with a hint of that could be a gray. So let's do the pinks. Pink. And pink. And we've got brown. So let's do, we can do the brown on here. Brown. And brown. And brown. And then we've got these gray. We got 3 grays. And I consider regular pencil lead as a gray shade. It's a gray shade. Okay, there's our swatches. How about that? Okay. So that's pretty. I like it. So we get to put the date on this. And this is in one of the new books that I have. Uh, and I will take a picture, but I'm going to put mark 30 first. We got to mark 30. And this book came with some used pages. I bought this book used, so you can see the ones that they did, whoever owned the book first. And I'm going to take off and do all the rest of them. So I'm going to take this picture. And then this picture. This is 365 days of drawing. And I'll post that picture with the swatch so you know which book it came out of. So yeah, that's good. Let's do another one. Let's do an easy one. Okay, here's a good one. Repeat the schools of fish. So we have to draw some more fishies. And we can use different colored pencils. But they're kind of an oval with a tail. And then there's a fin and a fin and some fins on top. There's usually an eyeball and maybe some markings. So there's one. And I'll take and color it in with a different shade. And if we make them bigger, we'll fill up more on the page. Like that. So if I take another green, I can shade it in. And if I do 2 at a time with the same pencils, I'll get the page filled up a little bit faster. So that's that. So let's get another shade. We'll do a blue one here. And I like this style of fish. I'm real good at it. I'm pretty good at it. A school of fish. And I'll get another shade, like maybe a yellow, and color it in. Like that. So we're making fish. Let's do an orange one. Thank you, Ellen. I'm getting the hang of it. There's an orange one. And then we can take a blue one and color the orange in. Give them a two-tone effect. Okay. And let's do another one. Let's use a red pencil. And we'll do one down here. And we'll color it in with a purple. Just random colors. All I'm doing. Looking good. And I think that's enough. It's enough of that. It's enough of that. We'll put the date in it. We did it. We drew some fish. And that's the fun part of this book. You can spend as much time on it as you want. You can spend 2 hours on it or 15 minutes. And that's number 55. So we'll go to the front and do mark this one off. So we got another one marked off, and I'll take the picture and post it with the other picture. Like that. So that's enough of that. So let's do something else. It's 7:30. Do we want to try to do some embossing tonight? I haven't done any embossing for a very long time. I might not even have stuff good enough to use to do it with. Let's see if I've got some of that Versi stuff to do the sticky part of it. Gotta have sticky stuff. And I have it right here. It's in my fingertips. And you'll have to remind me I also have alcohol ink to play with. And we don't play with that very often. And I think we should. Hi, Kellyanne. Come on in. Get in here. We've been having fun. We have, we have. So this is my embossing box. So you have to have powders, embossing powder. And I've got plenty of powders. And Dana gave me some of the powders. There's the black powder. I think maybe I'll stick with it tonight. Because that's what I was watching Carrie. And he used the black. And this is the pigment ink. It's not ink. It's really more of a glue. It's a sticky substance. There's my little finger daubers. I've got some more of them around here too. It's called Versamark, and it's a sticky stuff that you put your butterflies in or whatever you want to use. I even have a pen that you can use. Let's try this much. Emboss It pen, Ranger. So there's more embossing stuff in here to choke a horse. But we're going to use the black tonight just for fun. If you all want another color, you can let me know. And I can get these back out. But I also have an embossing pen it's a heat pen. It's heated. And you can use the foils and write. See, I wrote my name. And it heats it up and it sticks to the paper underneath it somehow. That's what it is, what it does. And this is what the pens came in, embossing pens. So I'm going to put some of these back down in there. And there's Olive. And I'm going to try the Versi and the black. So this can go over here to the side. And I'm going to use some text paper. And I do have text paper. She would stop the car, turn around, and run back up the stairs. How about that? She must have forgot something. I'm going to try to do, I thought I'd do the butterflies, but I can do flowers. Oh, I've got the butterflies. They're in the animal section. Of the stencils. Here's my birds. I'll put them out. There's another butterfly. And a bird. And this one is like an owl. Let's get the owl out. And we don't have to have a whole lot of stuff. Just a few things to start with. And if we can get it all working properly, then we can do several pages. It was from the book. No, it said she would stop the car, turn around, and run back up the stairs. He would clasp her in his arms. You've come back. And she would stay until dawn. That's what it says. So let's see if this stuff is any good. It's supposed to be sticky so that when you put this powder on it, it'll stick to the sticky. So I'm going to try this bird. And you stick it onto the paper. And the sticky part should be on the paper now. And you would take this. It's a plastic powder. And I'm going to put it on top of the bird. And see if it sticks. And it's going to stick. Yes, it will stick. So you take the powder and pour it back into the jar. And then I take this to the garbage can and shake it off better. Just give it a good shake. And there's our bird. And then you heat this up with the heat gun. And it'll melt the powder, the plastic powder will melt. Like that. That is called embossing. It's permanent. It's glued. It's melted down uh, on the paper. That's what's called embossing. So anyway, Carrie, the gentleman I was watching today, he was doing it on text paper like this, and he was using his butterfly stamps. So this is a sticky substance. It doesn't evaporate, so it must be an oil base. And that did. It came out very nice. If we can just do that on all the rest of them, we'll be in good shape, Christina. It dried out. Well, I've had this in the box for 3 years, 4 years. And you can get refills, and I have refilled it. And I probably have refilled this before. So there's my butterfly. You can't see it. It's invisible. It's invisible. So let's see if it'll take the powder. So I'll take this, and it worked. It worked. I'll take this and pour it back in the jar. And then I'll take this to the garbage can and shake it off and get all the rest of the dust off, the black dust. And there it is. Put the lid back on because the heat gun will blow it away. It's dust. It's like plastic dust. And I'm going to melt it. But wait, there's more. Mr. Carey was very good in demonstrating, and he did some techniques. There's a big butterfly. We'll use it in a minute. And what he did with after this, he went and got his inks, and I think he used his distress inks to boot. But it doesn't matter if it's distressed or not. But he uses the archival ink. So I'm going to take my brush and color my bird. And he's a red bird, so I'm going to make him all red. And he did this first, and then he cut him out. And one of the techniques that he used on the butterfly is he just went around the edges. So he would take the collar and go around the edges of the wing, and he used coffee colored brown. And I'm using this red right now, but you can use anything you want. So he went all the way around the edges of the butterfly. And then when you cut it out, it's like magic. It looks so good with the color on the edges. So good. So good. You want to do it again. So you can see where I have done that. And I'll show you the magic after I cut them out now. Let's get this apart here. This paper is text paper, and it's like a Reader's Digest book. The paper is really dry, and it's thicker than typing paper. It's thicker, and it takes the color and everything real good. You can see how that works, and you can barely see it on the back. But so this stuff is like an oil type product, and you can see the oil coming through the other side. So anyway, let me cut this out, and I'll show you the magic now. And he just sort of fussy cut it out. Lickety split. And he did cut off the antlers. And then he said when he would glue the butterfly back down on another piece of art, he would draw the antennas back on. So we'll trim them out like that, and look at the difference now. It just really makes it pop when you just do the edges. And you can still do other shades if you want to continue to decorate your butterfly. You can do the inside with maybe a different shade. So you can see how it looks, and do them in all colors. Use all of your inks. And I love it, love it, love it. So we did the bird, and it just looks better, and you can even I'm going to tear this guy out and see how good I can do it. See if this paper will let me tear. It's real brittle. The paper is old, so it's kind of brittle. And but tearing it out gives it a character look too. So like that. So he looks cute. And these would be put in your ephemera packs, to use in your art. And this is better than throwing all of the book pages away. You can art with them. And I've got plenty of book pages. So let's do some more. Mix them up and do them in different things. The embossing ink is called it's called Versamark, and this one's called acid-free pigment ink. It's pigment free, and it doesn't have white in it. It doesn't have. It's just an oil substance. That's a sponge, and it goes and you find it with your embossing powders and different brands. It has different brands, and I've been using this one. So let's get the big butterfly out and see what it'll do. So instead of going this way with the on the ink with the substance, I'm going to put the ink pad on the the butterfly and do it this way. And it's a sticky substance. It's real thick and sticky. So when you put it on your stamp, you can feel it sticking. You can feel that it sticks. Then when you put this on the paper, it will transfer the sticky stuff to the paper. And that's what you put the powder on. The powder, it'll stick to it. And then when you heat gun the powder, it's a plastic powder, and then it melts to make embossing. And you can feel it. You can feel it. It's you can feel it a little bit. And my ink, my Versamarks, and my embossing inks are old. So a new one would probably do a lot better. It'd probably be more uh, thicker. It would be thicker. Hi, Glitter. Come on in. We're playing around with embossing tonight. So I put that butterfly down, and you can see it had a little bit of ink on it from when I used it last. So you can see the butterfly ink. So I'm going to go ahead and put the powder on here. And I've got different colors of powder. But if you use the black, then you can color it with your brush. You can color it when you're finished. I'll leave that off, and we'll put that powder back in it. So you just gotta sit it on there. It's super, super fine. And you pour the rest back in the container. And then you take this to the garbage can and sort of tap the powder off of it. I'm not touching anything on it. I'm just sort of hitting the sides on the garbage can so that I get the extra powder off. And if you don't pound it too hard, it'll be on there thicker, you know. But then you get the heat gun. And I will tell you also, when you are using your heat gun, this paper is old. It's brittle and it's very flammable because it's so dry and old. So you want to be careful with your heat gun. It gets really, really hot. You can't touch that end because it's super hot. And you can start a fire in your room. And um, there is a little thing on here where you can sit at a stand. But this is what I recommend. If you have a heat gun like this, you're going to go to the Dollar Tree and buy you some of those long stick pretzel cookies, the cookies that are pretzels. or cookies that are in the tall can, the sticks, and you're going to eat every one of those, and then you're going to have an empty can to put your heat gun in. And I totally recommend this because the end of this is still hot, and everything in here is a fire hazard. Your paints, the oils, glues. We've got a lot of flammable stuff in our rooms. So you want to always have your heat gun in a can. For safety measures. So I did that and embossed it, and it stuck. It stuck down. And there is a beautiful butterfly. Now there are other colors that are shiny and glistery and uh, glittery looking. So let's do pink just for fun and see. There is some other colors in here. I got a ton. There's a blue one. We can do all colors. There's a yellow one, and so so anyway, let's go with this little butterfly again, and sticky it up. Get it good and sticky. And I'm going to put it down here on the bottom. This is page 79. Now, if you put regular glitter on this, it won't work. You have to have the embossing powder. And this embossing powder is basically ground up plastics because it melts with the heat gun. So there's that. So I'll put this over here. I'm going to put pink on it tonight. This has got a shaker to it, but the whole lid came off, so I'm just going to use the tapping method. And this is a metallic pink. And you don't have to worry about too much because you're going to pour the excess back into the container. So that's good. Now I have also used, you can actually use glue if you want to use a fine paintbrush and paint with it and paint something by hand and then pour this onto that glue, and then it would have to be really a minute thin, very thin, if you do use glue, and because that's what this stuff is. It's a type of sticky glue substance. That's what it is. So let's see if I got that on there good. Oh, I want to take it back off so I can pour this extra into that jar. Like that. Real easy. And it does stick to the paper some, so I'm going to tap this off in the garbage can. And you can take a little brush and brush any off that's, use a little tiny dry paintbrush. You can use that too as a tool. And now we can use the heat gun. and it smells, so you need to have the fan on. This takes a few minutes to do it, a few seconds. And there's the pink one. And then by the time we use some ink on that, it'll be really, really cute. So I'm going to continue to go on. I've got yellow and blue left, and I have some other stamps. I've got an owl. Look at that. Let's do the owl. And I like to leave it, that's from Esther. I'd like to leave it on the plastic thing um, so that it's just easier to handle, that little stamp is. And it says, lovebirds. They're lovebirds from Esther. Thank you, Esther. So let's get some sticky stuff. Using an everything journal. All right. A writing and creative journal. Good for you, Lynn. Have you drawn all of the prompts that I sent you? I sent you a whole bunch of prompts. So that's the owl, and I'm going to put it down now and see. I'm your inspiration, Lynn. Aww. You haven't used those prompts. Well, those are your inspirations. You pick a prompt, pick a word out, and let that be your inspiration for the day. If it's a bird, then you can use any kind of bird. You can use a stamp. You can use a magazine bird. Maybe you have an old bird book laying around. You could draw a bird. Okay, I got the owl down, and I'm going to use the blue for the little owl. And here's the powder. It's real powdery. And I put a little bit of this on there all over. Cover the whole thing up. And it really helps when you have a little bit of ink left over on your stamp, because then you can see where your white glue is, because it's clear. You can't see it. It's clear. The substance that's on this, it's clear. Oh, let me open that back up. And Lynn's dad's been going through some skin cancer. He got all his cancer removed. Great. On his arm. And now they're working on his heart. Okay. So I'm going to put the blue back in. And you can see the owl, the shape of the owl. And then you take a heat gun and melt it. Okay, Carrie. See you later, honey. Bye, glitter. So there's the blue owl. And it's light. It's a light blue, but it's melted. And then when you go over it with your ink, it'll come through. A little bit of it will come through. Let's see if that's enough. The blue is really, really light blue. So it's not my favorite, but it worked. It did work. So what else have we got over here? We got butterflies and birds is all I got out. So let's do this butterfly again. And try the yellow. I've got this candy yellow. We like our candies. Good night, Ellen. Great. I'm glad you did, sweetie. Glad you were here. So there was the butterfly, and I'm going to put the yellow on it this time. Now it's got a few little clumps of the dust that's clumped up together, and they will unclump with a dry brush if you feel like you need to break that up. You can just take a dry clean brush and just break it up. It'll break up. It's no big deal. It's not hurting anything. And it's probably where we've used it before, and it's got some moisture in the container that caused a little bit of, it's still dry. And then we'll take and pour this back in. Like that. And the lid. And we'll heat that up. Thank you, Ellen. She's going to pray for everybody. Thank you, honey. And it does smell, so you need to have your ceiling fan on, and I do. So here was the yellow one. And it's you can feel it. It's embossed and it's sticky. So yeah, let that dry for just a second. And then we're going to try another color. On the yellow, let's try orange. Let's try orange. If you put blue on the yellow, it might turn it green. Just a little ink. A little jab will do you. And I'll tear it out. This one out. So it's just playing around until you find your happiness. Put a little green in the middle of it. Settle. So I'm taking any ideas of what you want to look at or what you want to see, what you want me to try. If there's anything you want me to try, I'll do it. Let's try the other the Versa thing. Let's try the other one and see if it works. This one works. It's sticky. It's old, but it still kind of works. Let's try the owl again. Get a new piece of paper. It's not very sticky. Now this might have some white in it so that you can see the white image. It might have some white in it. That would be a good idea if they haven't made it like it yet, because then you could see the white on the paper. And I'm going to go back to the black. That should have it. That should do it. I think the black's going to be my favorite tonight. So there's a little more on there to tap off into the jar. So there's the owl. It worked. It's working. Bye, Christina. Bye, honey. Oh, yeah. This one has white ink on it, so that you can see what you've embossed, where it is. Especially if it's on a piece of colored paper, you can actually see the white. But the other one is just clear. Clear as a bell. Okay, so here is that butterfly. And we'll put some black on it. And pour the rest back in the bottle. Tap the rest in the garbage. And then we get the heat gun it. Put the lid back on so it doesn't blow away. And I think we're up to date. I'll put the lid back on that one. So this says Studio G. I'm trying to think where I bought these at. But any of the craft stores has them. Hobby Lobby and Michael's, and you can probably get them online. And So let's get the heat gun out and we'll do both of them at the same time. Heat it up. Let that cool. And we got these and this one and this one. We did the butterfly. And we did that bird. We did this bird and this butterfly already. And I've been just sort of tearing them out. There's the owl. There's a butterfly. And then we can color these different colors and use our brushes. Tap, tap, tap. Then we get another color for the inside. And we can use coffee. For the insides. I just love it. I just love it. I got a big day tomorrow, guys. I'm going to go over and see Becca and Dana tomorrow. She lives over in Central Florida. Take me about 2 hours to get there. It's an easy drive. It's not too bad. You have to go through Orlando, but that's a busy spot. But after I cut those out, they'll be so cute. And then let's do this one. And I'd like to do something, maybe some blue on this pink. See if it'll bring out some of it. The pink was just not very, the pink and the blue is too light on this paper. So you can't really see it. So that's a fail. I'm going to call that a fail. I can barely see the ink. Now I could take my black ink and ink on top of that if I can find it, if I can match it up. So let's try that so we won't lose everything. And I'll take that and see if I can't match it up. So, and I did. I matched up almost perfectly. I'll be darned. So that looks better. So we'll leave that one for sure. And then we'll try this reddish color here. We'll use this color. On this butterfly. How about that? Okay, that's the red one. And we can take the brown is open, and this one is the black. The brown is open, so we can take the brown brush and go in the middle for a coffee look. I think they look vintage looking. So there's that. We've had all of the stamps out tonight. And let's see about fussy cutting some of this out. There. There. Put some of these away. And then these go in the box. Okay, I didn't use these pens. These are also to draw with, and it's got the substance on there. And then you would put the powder on top of this. But I don't know if they work or not. But I'm just going to put them back in the box. I did not try these out. But these are Ranger products, and they're embossed pens, embossed pen. And there's a black one and a clear one. So it must come in black ink. And it's got sticky stuff on it so that you can put your powders on it. If you want to write your name or something like that, that's what that's for. Okay. So I feel like I've got all kinds of dust on here. Fine powder. Run the sweeper. Hi, pretty girl. How you doing? So I'm gonna fussy cut this one out. And you get an ooh-ah feeling around it when you get done. So there's the butterfly. I like it. I like these the best. This one was just too fat. It's too light. Now it'd look good on maybe a dark piece of paper. These colors. But it doesn't show up good enough. But this one did when I went over. I inked it on top of the embossing colors, and it didn't do very good. But it's still a butterfly, and you can still use it. But I like the darker colors better. The black is real good. Like that. And this is the big one. Okay. There's the big one. And then we have an owl. And he's sitting on a little stick. But he's cute. Like that. All right. We'll save these for another day. So this owl didn't turn out very dark either. He was too light. These two were the fails. So Aaron's here. Hi, Aaron. But these turned out really cute. These other ones did. So now we know. Now we have some extra butterflies. So I'm not going to even keep these. I don't think they turned out very good. This one's all right. This would go in the vintage book. I could put that on the vintage book, and this one too probably. And these two just didn't turn out very good. You can't even tell what it is. If I didn't know what it was, I wouldn't be able to tell too much. And of course, I could always draw over it or something, but that's okay. We can always make more. So that's it, guys, for tonight. I'm going to put these butterflies and the birds and the owl back in the box over there. They're in the animal drawer because they're alive. They're alive. The leaves will go with the flowers because they're, a plant. But the butterflies go in the animal drawers, and the flowers go in the leaves go in the flower drawer. Okay, that's how I do my stamps. That's how I sort them. So that is it for tonight, guys. I'm so glad you all came to hang out with me, and we did really good tonight. Let me take a quick picture of these. And then I'll put my book down here. And I'll put these in the group for everyone to see. And then we did this. That was really fun. That was fun to do. So there we go, guys. So I will be back Saturday. Tomorrow I'm gonna go visit with Becca and Dana and see what we get to play with and do over there. We'll be at Dana's house. So that's all for tonight. So thank you all for hanging out, and I'll see you soon. Good night.